43% increase is large. It is urgent, and it is our most growing challenge.
So that was Shannon Eisen with the Community Shelter Board talking about a 43% increase in unsheltered homelessness in Columbus and the surrounding region. Steve Skavensky joins us right now from the Community Shelter Board to talk about, this year's point in time count. And, that 43% jump in unsheltered homelessness, that's a big jump.
It is. It is a very large jump. We're very concerned about it. If I could just back up for a minute to talk about the overall count. So we have a count that really goes in three different ways of accounting for people experiencing homelessness. Mm-hmm. We have a database, an information system of everyone who's in the shelter. So we have that number. Then there are people staying in 24-hour locations that don't enter into that system. So then they send in their numbers. And then we have the unsheltered count, which we'll talk the most about, I think. And this is where we have volunteers going out on the land at daytime sites to do surveys with people that are living outside that are not engaging in services or in the shelter. So that distinction is really the sheltered count and the unsheltered count. Mm-hmm. We're very concerned about that 43% increase. Also noting it is consistent with our focus strategies community assessment that predicted a 68% increase by 2028.
Yeah, and I was there with you on this point in time count back in January. Was it late last? Yeah, it was January
22nd.
And so it's a vital snapshot of what is going on in the community, because it does give us a look at what isn't working, what is still needed.
Yes, absolutely. And so when those land team volunteers go out, we had the largest number ever of volunteers, so we were able to cover more ground than ever before. But when those teams are going out and they're doing the brief surveys with people in tents, in cars, in bus station, overhangs, so really trying to engage everyone. But what we're seeing is that increase in unsheltered homelessness really tells us that we've got to also refocus some of our strategies and continue the call for additional resources, because that unsheltered count will continue to grow without additional investments in permanent supportive housing, rapid rehousing, and diversion, and new street outreach.
Do you feel, Steve, that the number is high, not only because the population number itself is high, but then there are more people who are unsheltered homeless, either not knowing how to get the resources, where to get the resources, and that accessibility is really the stopgap?
I think that is a lesser issue than what we're really examining is what we're offering in the system isn't meeting the needs of people that are staying outside. So over the winter, when we do the winter warming centers, we're creating smaller congregate settings, 40 beds or less. But the most desirable product that our customers want who live outside is non-congregate shelter. So that's hotel rooms, because there's privacy. You can have your pet, a partner, someone who's living outside with a lot of possessions. They can bring all of that into the hotel room, where in a traditional shelter, because of space, it's limited.
Yeah.
So we're really looking at it as we need to align the products that the customers want, who need it most, the most vulnerable in our community who are living outside. So that's really what we're looking at.
So the people who can provide this, whether it's a hotel owner, whether it's lawmakers, are they hearing this? Are they taking action? Are they doing this fast enough for the problem?
That's a great question. There is no shortage of hotel owners that would like to work with us. So we have some really good relationships with hotels.
That's good.
Yes. We're really working to educate the community, our stakeholders, our funders, that this is a direction that we need to go in. And we've shown over the winter time at our North Warming Center, which was a hotel, we had around 70 people there over the winter, and 44 of them went into permanent housing who were living outside. So that's a model that we use during the winter time, but we don't have that funding year round to do that non-congregate shelter. So it's an evolving discussion and process, and we really want to make sure that we can highlight this growing number to try to align the resources that are needed.
And we saw, some good improvement in terms of unaccompanied youth improved in terms
Yes.
of that means the number went down.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what is the driving factor? At least do we have an idea of what is the driving factor of why we're seeing fewer of these, really 24 and younger people out there without a play, a permanent place to go?
Yeah. Yeah, that number 18 to 24 is what we call transition age youth. And I the point in time is a snapshot. It's not a definitive, but we were really encouraged to see the lower number of transition age youth. I think honestly, we have some great partners in the community doing work with youth. We worked with Ours Brothers Keepers, which is a new partner the last couple of years, and they focus on youth. So that is who they're engaging. So I know they had upwards over the winter, they served 80 to 100 youth who otherwise may have been outside. We've seen lower recidivism, which means when our partners are housing youth, we're seeing less youth return to homelessness. So I think it's a variety of factors, but it's definitely an area that we want to focus on because we also want to stop multi-generational homelessness and poverty.
I know we're short on time, but I would
Yeah.
be remiss if I did not ask you for our Boomtown series, and we look at challenges of growth. Is this a growth issue that we're seeing, this rise in unsheltered homelessness?
Yes, I think it's related to the housing market. The two factors that drive homelessness are rising rents and lowering vacancy rates. And Columbus is among the leader in the country in both of the factors that drive homelessness. So yes, there isn't data that shows homelessness is linked to increasing population growth, but it's related to the housing market. Yes, for sure.
And I guess the final wrap up $1 million question to this is what has to change?
Yeah, so we're really calling, so if I could say briefly, the decrease in family homelessness, we're going to continue doing what's working. Our prevention, diversion, rapid rehousing, our direct cash program for families. But what needs to change to address unsheltered homelessness is really we need to increase street outreach. We only have 4 outreach workers that are funded for the county, where communities that are lowering homelessness have a high investment in street outreach. So we need more street outreach. We do need to we would like to purchase a hotel or hotels to do non-congregate shelter year round to move people from there into permanent housing. And then we're going to continue housing efficiencies, decreasing, wrinkles in the process, new partnerships with Adam H, because we also saw increases in mental illness and substance use. But that multi-pronged strategy to address unsheltered homelessness is really where we need to go next.
Well, thank you so much, Steve Kavenski, for coming in from the Community Shelter Board, talking really about this issue that affects everybody.
Yes.
Whether you say not my backyard, it is here and it is part of our community. So thank you for the work you do.
Thank you both.
Appreciate it.
All right.